G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on Season 5 watching two players battle it out on the brand new map. Indeed, we have got it. It's Marshland. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down because there's some sneaky little strategies you can use on this map, and take a look at how close these players spawn next to each other. That to me is just inviting a Barbican rush, but remember, the Barbican has been nerfed, ladies and gentlemen. No longer will you see a base in the face. No, sorry, Bob. Now it's just going to be 8 tiles away from the town center. Nice and safe. So that's it. Let's introduce our players for today. Spawning in on the east side of the map in the color teal, playing as the Chinese, it's Crackety here. And on the west side of the map in the color red, playing as the Ottomans, it's not Fabi. Now, for anybody who doesn't know who Not Fabi is, I don't blame you. I hadn't heard of him either, but I did a quick search to check out who he was. Couldn't find any socials, but I can tell you he was Conqueror last season, so he's pretty damn decent. I'll say that much. So I reckon he's going to give Crackety a good run for his money today. Keep in mind, we're still early on in Season 5, so the games that I'm going to be bringing you, maybe they're not the best of quality just yet, but it's more just to showcase the changes that have happened in Season 5. So hopefully the quality will start to pick up as there's more games available. But at this stage, you know, I think we're an hour through Season 5 so far, so I'm just finding anything that, well, I'm just casting anything that I can find. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Crackety's just playing games. I'm just casting them. That's how we're doing it at the moment. So huge shout out to him. If you want to check him out, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch him live. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about this game, a little bit about how we expect it to go, because this is a matchup that, I'll be honest, if I was an Ottoman player, this would haunt me in my dreams. I can't stand this matchup from the Ottoman perspective, but from the Chinese perspective, it is probably my favorite matchup that there is. And the reason why is because when you think about the Ottomans, think of them as a civilization that needs time to ramp up. They're not like the French or the Mongols that can just be out of the gate very, very quick. They're a civilization that takes time to get units on the field, largely because they have to invest in their military schools, and then those military schools have got to take time before they train their free units. That time that it takes to train those free units, that allows the Chinese player to go for 2 TC. Now, I don't know whether Crackety's going to be looking for a 2 TC play today here, but in this matchup, one of the things I feel most comfortable about with is just going 2 TC, because there's nothing they can do. There's nothing that they can do. They can try all they like, nothing that they could do. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Let's take a look at the map, though. You know, we haven't talked much about it. Brand new map, Marshland. Now, you can technically fish in the middle here. You can use either your villages or you can drop a dock down, but you got to be careful because there's these little parts of land, and we can't zoom in because, well, it doesn't allow us at the moment, but there's these little parts of land that basically block or segment these fishing ponds off. So you never know what you're going to get. You might get lucky and get access to half of the pond, or you might get unlucky, you know, and get access to, you know, a quarter of the pond with 2 fish in it. So you got to be careful, and I think it's a bit of a flip of the coin. So a smart move that players avoid it early on, I would suggest, but definitely look to fight for it towards the early stages of the game. Age ups are now coming through. So we've got the twin minaret madrasa that's going to be coming down for Not Fabi. Over on the other side of the map, for Crackety, we've got that Imperial Academy that's coming down. And what a beautiful Imperial Academy. Hits every single resource. So we've got the mill, we've got the mining camp, and of course we'll have the lumber camp that goes in, probably right around there. So he's going to be looking for that Song Dynasty early on, as you would expect. And I love the one villager. Oh, you got to be careful there, Not Fabi. That is not the right way to go. That is not the most fabulous way to go. So the one villager on the Imperial Academy, if I remember correctly, should actually be as fast of an age up as the twin minaret madrasa, and you can see these actually went down at the same time. So yeah, I will say that. So this is a pretty big saving when you think about it, right? Like China gets basically 3+ villages during the transition period compared to their enemy who's got 4 on the landmark, and they've only got the 1 on the landmark. But I guess they do have to make a second landmark. That is one thing to note. So Barbican going to be coming down in the north of the base, which is an interesting decision going for it right here. I was feeling like more down towards this position, but it kind of makes sense that you can't really do that considering there's a couple of spearmen sitting out the front. So I'm curious how he's going to look to try and deal with these spears before he starts taking the stone, because that's definitely going to be the next step here, the next phase of the game. Maybe he looks to go into the archery range before going into the stone, which is definitely a wise play, because then you can always look to link up a couple of Zhukunu, begin to push out towards that enemy. And as long as you've got like 7 or 8 Zhukunu, you can actually deal with this Sipahi pretty effectively if it does look to come out from the Ottoman player. But we're right on board with Not Fabi now. as his age up has come through. And we can see that the double broad axe is on the way in. Double broad axe is normally a sign that not Fabi wants to play for the feudal age, which is interesting because I think in this matchup, if there is one way that you can probably win, it's 2 TC into fast castle. And you got to play it a little bit weird. I think you have to go imams. Okay, that is interesting. Cancels the archery range. Still going for the double broad axe though. To me, that doesn't really make sense. If you're going to get tech, I feel like the best tech is to go for like a horticulture here would really make a lot of sense. Distinct lack of sheep as well. Did Krakeny just manage to collect them all? It seems like he did. He's got 6 plus a couple more underneath there. Obviously, there's lots of resources out here on the map. So I think the developers are somewhat encouraging you, saying, hey, get out on the map, mate. You know, don't just sit in your base. Don't just use all the sheep. Get out there. So perhaps he even looks to go for a Anatolian Hills as an option in the early stages of the game here, just to secure that food income a little bit more. We don't really see it though. It's definitely fallen out of favor. I'd be much more likely to go into the into the imams and look for that castle age. I think that's definitely the best play. And now we can see Krakeny is indeed going to be looking to expand out. Going to be moving into that second town center. Now, one thing to note is these guys are really, really close. So if someone wants to push, there's not a lot of time to react to that. And that can be a double-edged sword in that your reinforcements are coming sooner, but also by the same token, you can, if you lose your battle, the enemy will be pushing upon you very, very quickly with not a lot of time to react. But Krakeny now going for that transition about the 6-minute 30 mark. So obviously behind on where he should be if you were to think about the Anomi build order, but still relatively on time considering he has gone for that archery range. Has looked to go for just a defensive Jukunu, so not going to be doing too much with it, just the single Jukunu here. So decent forcing from Not Fabi, forces the response out and does now spot out the stable Krakeny does. So he'll be looking to potentially issue a response. At the same time, villagers beginning to move out, heading out over to the deer on this north side, and does go for the imams. Definitely the right call here, and it looks like the castle age might be coming through here. I'm curious what he actually looks to do with the imams and whether he wants to put on pressure towards the enemy. I'd be more just tempted to pick up relics, take sacred sites, and then just, you know, continue being a chat in age 3. I think that's the best way to do it, because normally by the time that the Jukunu timing push hits, you're going to be waiting for your mangonel. That's the main issue that you've got. So it's about survival until you've got your mangonel. So as long as you get the mangonel out and you've got like enough men at arms to defend it, I think it's okay. But he's gone for the stable, so I think going into lances will be fine once he hits castle age, because you can see that castle age will be coming through shortly. Doesn't really have a whole lot of food though, I will say that much. Falling a little bit behind on the food. I don't know whether it was the lack of sheep or whether it was just, yeah, you can see a wild man stalks the land. What? Where? How? Excuse me? How do I find it? Where is he? I'm looking for it. What was that? This is the new season 5. So I'm assuming he's in a neutral place, right? That's where I'm looking. Where is the wild man? I don't see him. I hear him. I hear him. I hear the wolves. That's a wolf. That's a wolf. Bro, he's down here. What the hell? Where is it? Is it on the north? Is it the boar? Dude, don't tell me I'm going to go this entire game looking for a wild man and not be able to find him. Come on. Give me that sound cue again. Dude, what the hell? I can hear him. He's around here somewhere. Do I change the camera angle? Where is he? Is he on the minimap? Where? I don't know. I don't know. I feel... I'm sorry, team. I haven't been able to find him. I haven't been able to find the wild man. I got no idea how these guys are gonna... Oh, I found him! There he is! The wild man... 10,000 health? Excuse me? Send a villager to the wild man to receive the wild man's boon. Now, I'm curious exactly how big this buff is. So, apparently, he's meant to spawn in between, like, 7 and 8 minutes or something like that. And it will buff up a single villager. It does get scouted out by Krakeny here. He's got to be looking to try and get in touch with his natural side up here. Both of the scouts are up here. I'm curious whether either one have spotted them. Or either one have spotted it just yet. The village comes in. This is kind of... Yeah, there's the villager. Krakeny going for it right now. He's calling out. Units in the middle of the map. The Sipahi going to be looking to force back that scout. But now Krakeny makes his way over here. He's going to be able to pick up the boon. Shakes hands. I empower you, my friend. Take these, and with them... What? Gather rate increased by 300%? Are you serious? This villager just became a settler wagon on steroids. Oh my god. What? That's insane. 300%? I mean, it's good, but it's not that crazy, right? How do you find it, right? Like, I wonder if this is in like ranked games, because keep in mind we're on quick match at the moment, right? We're not playing the ranked ladder, it's the quick match ladder. So this villager comes back just a total giga chat. He's gone out into the countryside. He's like, hey guys, I saw a wild man and he taught me how to chop wood really quickly. So you don't want him chopping wood, you want him gathering gold, because then he's walking less. Wow. All right, so the MIA is coming down for Not Fabi. Huge mistake coming out from Not Fabi. Putting this away from his base, outside the influence of the blacksmith, which is going to delay that mangonel by a minute. Not a minute, about 45 seconds. And when you think about the potential for a push to come out from Crackety right now, that's massive, right? Because a mangonel coming out right here under the town center is a lot different from a mangonel coming out right here on the backside. And look at Crackety straight away beginning to move with those mass Jugunu. Oh, this is not good. This is not a good timing at all behind this. Only the mangonel's coming out. He's going into veterancy on the Sapar here. But at the moment, I can't help but feel like the most important thing for him would be into Lancers or going into Men-at-Arms. And we do see that it is going to be a switch, or not a switch out, but putting them in queue. He's got the Imams here as well, but these Imams should be out on the map, ideally picking up some relics, maybe looking to try and take the sacred side after they do that. You want to try and get out there as quickly as you can. He's not going to be able to take that one in the middle, but definitely those ones on the edges would have been possible for him here. In fact, I think wouldn't have just been possible, but would have been amazing for him to do. That would have been great. So taking those sacred sites straight away, and then the relics. But Not Fabi, not really in position here. And now going to be on the defensive. This mangonel, I tell you what, I suspect he's going to be really hurting on this. Let's check in with Crackety. I want to ride on board in the base and see what upgrades have we got. So no siege engineering just yet. I think he's going to be quite surprised when he sees this MIA positioning here, and we'll probably go into siege engineering straight away. He'll be able to actually take it down with his Yukonu only, but now that push going to be coming out. Crackety here going to be trying his best to kite away on the enemy position. Unfortunately, we can't zoom in any further. This is genuinely the furthest I can zoom right now. Can't zoom out either. We can only zoom at this level. That is it. Imams look like they will get caught out of position, and indeed they do. We'll bring back in the UI now. So let's take a look at how this mangonel's doing. Another 1 minute to go. Had there been a blacksmith by its side, the mangonel would be coming out in about, what, 30 seconds, 25 seconds, somewhere around that number. And a single mangonel in here, all you need to know is that it just ruins your day. A mangonel versus all these units, the mangonel loses. But a mangonel plus all these units against this? Not even close. So Crackety, he's going to be in a bit of a tough spot. Now, one thing to note is Crackety is 2 TC. And that's where the Chinese excel in this matchup. Because behind this, China's economy has been booming like crazy. They've gone up to a huge amount of Jukunu here. But even if this attack fails, they can rebuild so quickly. The power of the Imperial official, together with these villagers, mean that Crackety can rebuild overnight. It's incredible how quickly they can come up. But the mangonel looking to arrive on the scene, 20 seconds to go. A little bit late. Needs to get a secondary blacksmith out here ASAP. You can see he's got the resources in the bank for it. Mangonel about to come through. He's got a stealth forest. He's right on board with Crackety. Crackety's going to be looking for that mango. Where is it? Show me the mango. Show me the money. Villagers get pulled away. And now Crackety going to be looking to try and escape. You can see just how much damage those lancers do. The mangonel pops out. The mangonel from the top rope. RKO. Hits a huge shot. Looks like he does damage to about 10 Chukunu. He's trying his best to take these lancers out on the front line, but the numbers are starting to look really good. Not a single spearman out for Crackety here at the moment, but the Castle Age going to be coming through behind it. Decent kiting coming through from Crackety. Not Fabi definitely needs to pull back at this moment, even though he's mauling this front line. You ideally want to get that mangonel back up. Actually, no, you know what? I take it back. He's doing an absolutely fine job without the mangonel. Just keep it coming, Not Fabi. We'll keep putting on the pressure. This is the key. Astronomical clock tower now going to be coming down towards that top side. We'll probably be looking to go into at least one springled. But at the same time, Crackety not with any units in queue at the moment. So just fighting with these units that he's got out on the field right now. Let's take a look and see what he's... Oh my god, he's just full archery ranges. Finally throwing down a couple of barracks. 1, 2, 3, 4 barracks is going to be thrown down here. And it looks like not Fabi going to be falling back for the moment. But we'll be looking to siege up. Definitely the right choice, hitting the villagers like this. Keep in mind the villagers provide a huge amount of population space to the Chinese. If you're able to take them out, you're going to definitely cut them off at the knee. But let's check towards that base. Second mangonel almost out. You know what? The second mangonel would be out right now if it wasn't for the fact that MIA was on a blacksmith. It's those little details. And this is where that Ottoman timing push gets so scary. So where does Crackety go from here? Does he just look to play... This is a combination that we've started to see really grow quite popular. Jugunu Spear, not just in the Feudal Age, but in the Castle Age as well. People go the Veterancy upgrades. They make sure they get their +2 upgrade. And they really stick it out there. But we can see him just massing up the spears for the moment. Instead of going into the Springald, actually going into a nest of bees instead. Which is kind of wild. Very, very bold to say, I don't even need to worry about your mangonel. I'll deal with it. Don't worry. Behind this, though, wall's starting to come up. Nice little hunts here. Only the 5 deer in there. Not quite the 7. Not as low as the 3. It's got a good little base layout as well, with the farms on the backside. The map monster has been met. I keep going back to that map monster. I can't believe that we finally got to meet him up towards that top side. He looks like Bigfoot, doesn't he? You know, speaking of Bigfoot, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I haven't really spoken about it much on the channels, but I've been really getting into aliens lately. Oh my lord! Let me tell you, there's these new whistleblower claims that have come out. A guy by the name of David Grosh. You can check his stuff out. Give him a Google. That is some credible and incredible stuff. I tell you what, I'm compelled. I am very well compelled at this point. We are not alone. Sing it from the rooftops, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? I might save that a little bit later in the video for the singing part. For the moment, let's just focus on the sacred sites because they're starting to go the way of not Fabi. But the main issue that he's got is he's behind on economy right now. He's down 50 villages. And I feel like had he gone into 2 TCs, he would have been able to keep up a little bit. And had he gone Castle Age a bit sooner, probably could have... I reckon if he'd made a couple of refinements to his build order, he'd still be in this with a chance. The main issue that he's got right now is that even if Crackety loses all of his units to a single fight, he can just rebuild them so quickly. He's got a massive economy behind this. And now we can see those numbers really starting to build here. Looks like it's going to be Spear Crossbow coming out from Crackety. Only the single nest of bees for the moment. Starting to move into Palace Guards as well. Mangonel looking to get into position. But just so many spears, going to be able to overwhelm this front line. You can see just how much of a struggle it's going to be. The second Mangonel still yet to make its way through. If the second Mango had been here, it would have been able to dish out some really good damage. Crossbows on the backside. TC going to be looking to fire down upon it. Nested Bees on the back line, trying to make some shots out. You can see the Zabahi coming their way through. Unfortunately getting eaten alive, and now the Nested Bee is going to be able to seal the fate of this army from Not Fabi, and it seems like Not Fabi is not having the best of games as good game gets called, and Crackety wins another one. This man is unstoppable at the moment. He is taking names everywhere. Fellas, if you want to check him out, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch him live over on Twitch. He's probably live right now, so go say good day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.